It was all in one big document, but it was the culmination of 8 months of work from the time that we came up with the idea for the Longhairs until we revealed it to the public at Long Manes and Candy Canes 2014. We had a website, we had a funny video, we had referral cards that we had been handing out, and we had a promise to each other that we were gonna take this thing as far as it could possibly go.
Once we nailed what our vision was, then it was like, let's really focus on now what values are going to support us accomplishing that vision.
So we've always had like a strong sense of values. We've always had values.
I mean, it took us a long time to nail this down. It wasn't just like, we just wrote it down. We're like, that's it, you know? Like, we had a list of a bunch of stuff, dude. Like 50 different, lines and things that we felt like we believed in, that we could live up to, that are things to strive for, that if we had a team, they would be motivated by these things. I think it took us 4 or 5 sessions to actually really polish it and make it what it is.
Behind me, we have the core values of the Longhairs emblazoned on the warehouse wall by dear friend Nick Ponting.
I'm Nick Ponting, an artist, and I did that. I do primarily set design for performance art. I do murals or paintings. I work in glass, stained glass, and I also perform. I do a couple other things.
And he's one of the few men that we can say from the first time we told him about the Longhairs, he has grown his hair from short length all the way to a dazzling flowing mane that you see today.
First time long hair. Up until 2019, I'd always had short hair.
We always knew he's an artist, and we always knew we wanted to do some type of work with him. We approached him with this project. We were back at the Chula Vista place. Things just didn't work out. It was wrong time, wrong place.
We moved into the new warehouse in February, which of course the months leading up to that were pretty hectic, getting out of our old space and cleaning up and getting in here, and a lot of things that we didn't expect and had to address, from repairs and paint and floors and just getting the space ready to operate as a business.
When we got here, we knew it. Time scheduled, everything worked out.
And so then here, there's so much wall space, and so we started talking about ideas and what we might throw on the wall. Y'all knew you wanted your values up, and so we were trying to figure out the best way to approach that with this space back here.
Because initially we were gonna go a little smaller. He was like, I recommend we go bigger so we could do the letters bigger, and then the lines will play out a lot cleaner, and then we could throw the bound shears up on the side. And we were like, dude, yeah, let's do it. And we were a little concerned for him, right? Because we were like, dude, that's way bigger. Like, that's gonna take way more time. Are you good? He's like, yeah, let's do it. I wanna do it.
Sometimes these like really simple, clean ones actually are a challenge to design, because every choice you make influences how it's gonna finally look.
This painstaking time and like just dedication speaks directly to creativity and authenticity.
Like, the tedious part is actually just making sure it's all really well executed. Font size, the way the words end up coming down. There's potentially stuff that needs to be on the floor right in front of it, so it's all design. Came here, took dimensions, and then drew it in scale, which was really helpful because then I knew exactly how it would shape out.
Now, people look at this and think this is like easy, but this is really hard because just how perfect. You got to get every stroke.
I think it's epic. I know the first one is do things right, and the second one is do the right things. Confidence and determination. Close.
I hope when you see that, it makes you want to do things right and do the right things. And creativity and authenticity and team spirit and contagious enthusiasm and unwavering confidence and determination to achieve, and building and influencing community from San Diego outward.
It's always been important to us to have core values. We've even told our other buddies who have businesses and stuff, like, hey, you should really like focus on this now while it's just like you or your partner, before you have employees, before you're bringing people on, before you have to create that culture, where it's really important to have these things.
It can be difficult to keep the big vision in sight. Getting the values on our wall has kind of been just that punch at the end, the benchmark.
A lot of hard-ass work, a lot of rocks in the road that we've crawled over, and one of the main drivers of our team and our culture here is our core values.
We really have completed the process of moving into our new space and owning it and living in it, and all of our creativity coming out of this place.
It's really the beacon for us to come back to anytime we feel that there's anything wavering, getting off course. You know, you're not gonna be perfect all the time. Can you live up to these exactly, perfectly every single day? No, that's not what it's about. I've been called out by other guys, you know. One that always sticks with me is Charlie. When he was running the social media, you know, I don't know what, I was probably in some bad mood or something, and I just kind of gave him a pretty negative remark about something he was trying to do. And he was like, yeah, man, great team spirit, contagious enthusiasm. That is why that's there, to have that reminder to live up to it. So in moments when you don't live up to it, then another guy on the team could just point right here. Hey, bro.
Whoever reads it, I hope that something connects. I hope that their own values connect with our values, and there's some intersection there that makes a person feel more disposed to want to live by their own values.
We're not even like close to where we need to be. We have a long way to go, you know? Look, we could be stoked, let's be happy, but let's also remember, we're only midway on the trail here.
This one's memorable because it's for friends in your new space, so I was really excited to be able to be part of that. I see what the other things may turn out to be. There'll be one opposite wall that will say the Longhairs, and behind it we'll have a watermark, giant HQ. You have all your things, your talking points you can point to in the front half. And then maybe the back half with that like larger space, I think we can do kind of more explorative mural work or something, a little more abstract.
Yeah, dude, got big plans here.
If you don't have any values, or the company you work with doesn't have values that you can, you know, adopt into your life, you know, sit down, write some stuff down that you think could be drivers for you to work towards living up to. At the end of the day, it all comes down to personal excellence, trying to become the best that you can be, and our values are the thing that keep us on path to do that.
Well, every time I've said see ya, because everyone says it to me while I was up on the scaffolding, I just like see ya. But what's the proper way to say it?
See!
Okay.
Let's try it, dude. Stay Ponty.
Deep bellowing.
Can you do it one more time?
See!
See!
Pretty good, dude.
Yeah?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.